Aeolian VR presents the history of Saratoga Springs. One of America's first and most historic travel destinations. Located in the beautiful capital region of New York, just north of Albany, Saratoga was first settled by European Americans in 1776. The Gideon Putnam, the city's first hotel, was opened in 1802. A renovated version of the resort remains open to guests today. Have a look. The site for the Gideon Putnam Hotel was chosen because of its close proximity to Congress Spring, which was known for its naturally healing mineral water. Congress Spring is now part of a U.S. national landmark, Congress Park. Congress Park is an immaculate 17-acre public space in the center of downtown Saratoga Springs. The park was designed in the late 1800s by historic landscape architect Frederick Law Olmsted, who is also known for designing Central Park in New York City. The area you are looking at now was the former site of Congress Hall, a large resort hotel, and Canfield Casino. Together with Saratoga's horse racing track, which was opened in 1883, these attractions brought Saratoga Springs international fame as a travel and gambling mecca. At its peak of popularity, this was a place where the wealthy, major gamblers, and stars of the entertainment world mingled. The park features many statues, including this 1913 masterpiece by Daniel Chester French and Henry Bacon, two of the most prolific and acclaimed sculptors in the late 19th and 20th centuries. The two men also designed the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Congress Park was expanded to its current form in 1900 at the suggestion of Charles W. Eliot, who was then president of Harvard University. Eliot had a vision of adding formal gardens and sculptures to Congress Park, similar to those he had witnessed throughout Italy. Now called the Italian Gardens, this site was built out in keeping with the original natural design Frederick Law Olmsted had for the space. Frequently referred to as Spit and Spat, the statues and fountains shown here make up the Triton Pool, which was carved from Carrara marble by an unknown Italian artist. The quarry in Italy that produces this marble has been used since Roman times. Carrara was also the source of the marble used by Michelangelo to produce many of his famous works, including the statue of David in Florence and the Pieta in Rome. The rear garden is arranged in a Palladian circle, believed to be based upon the gardens of a former papal palace in Rome, Italy. A sundial in the center is inscribed with the words from William Robert Spencer's famous poem Lines to Lady Anne Hamilton. Noiseless falls the foot of time, which only treads on flowers. The perimeter of the Palladian circle is dressed with 4 mythological sculptures. 2 of the 4 sculptures depict Pan, the Greek god of the forest. The other 2 sculptures depict Maenads, immortal followers of Dionysus, the Greek god of revelry and wine. But Congress Park has more than statues and beautiful landscapes. For kids and the young at heart, this special carousel in Congress Park was built in the early 1900s by Marcus Charles Lyons, a master carver of wooden carousels who flourished in the Coney Island section of the New York City borough of Brooklyn in the early 20th century. Every horse was hand-carved. At one point, the New York Times referred to Lyons as the Michelangelo of carousel carvers, and this is one of his only masterpieces that can still be ridden today. On June 14, 1931, the Saratoga Springs War Memorial Pavilion was opened in Congress Park. 8 majestic Doric columns circle the War Memorial, and 7 symbolic stones are placed between the columns. The central stone contains the names of Saratogians who died in service or were killed in action during World War I. The 6 other stones contain the names of Saratogians who served in World War I. In 1980, the American Legion worked to add 3 more plaques to the memorial dedicated to those who served their country during World War II, the Korean conflict, and the Vietnam era. In 2007, this memorial was added, dedicated to honor the men and women who sacrificed with courage, dignity, and patriotism during the Afghanistan, Iraq wars, and the global war on terror. The name Saratoga Springs is a tribute to the abundance of natural mineral springs in the area. These springs are believed to have wide-reaching health effects and have made it a popular resort destination for over 200 years. Columbian Spring, shown here, was discovered in 1803 by Gideon Putnam while he was clearing land around Congress Park, and it's still open to the public today. And to your right is the original Congress Spring. The arrival of the Saratoga and Schenectady Railroad in 1832 brought thousands of travelers to these famous mineral springs. With its wealth of mineral water, Saratoga Springs began flourishing as a spa resort in the 1800s and continued through the 21st century. Completed in 1935, this enormous spa complex once attracted individuals from across the world who were seeking treatment for all kinds of afflictions at many different spas. Today, there is still one mineral bath spa open in the complex, the Roosevelt Baths Spa. Downtown Saratoga Springs is a tourist's paradise. This is Broadway, the main road through the center of downtown Saratoga. These sidewalks are home to a creative mix of classy and eclectic shops and some extraordinary restaurants.